Hello all, it's me Andy from Blitz Gaming. Hope everyone had a great day. Today's video, Diablo 4. We've just done the old slam testing for 2 days. It was good fun. There's been some changes since the original beta on the classes, balance adjustments, especially on the Necro skeleton warriors. Basically, they've been nerfed quite a bit, really. I mean, literally every fight literally kills them all off, so you constantly have to reanimate them while you're fighting, otherwise you're going to die. I thought the Druid, now when I originally played the beta, I couldn't get anywhere with the Druid. Thought it was a nightmare. But now it seems to be pretty good. It seems to be playable. Got to level 20, no problem at all playing. The other classes didn't really see no difference. So yeah, so we've done the beta. I'll show you how it plays on budget hardware. Again, some sort of setup we had when we done Path of Exiles. So I'll show you again how it runs on those 4 budget cards. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, being can it play video, we use a budget system. We're using Intel's i3 1010 at 5F CPU, 16 gigs of DDR4 at 3200 MHz, 500 watts power supply from Corsair, Western Digital NVM 250 boot drive, Western Digital NVM 500 gig game drive, Gigabyte Aorus B6060M Elite motherboard. And we're using a Corner Master, I think it's a 500 Master box case. Graphic cards is Nvidia GT 1030, Nvidia GTX 1650, AMD's RX 550, AMD's RX 6500 XT, Windows 11 up to date, AMD Driver 2343, Nvidia Driver 53179. So we're up to date on all the software. Now let's see how it works. So we're on Nvidia's GT 1030. We're at 720p. We've got everything on default settings, basically the lowest default settings is going, or preset I should say. And we're running around a town. You can see there we're getting 40 to 50 frames a second, depends how much is going on. Now in this game you do have other players, so you may find there may be in certain times of day lots of players around you, so that frame rate could drop. At this moment in time there's no support for DLS or NRS, so yeah, but it plays well. It don't look too bad at 720p. I mean, it plays. We are on the Sorcerer at the moment. So yeah, we're just going around playing. You have to give my bad playability. I've been playing a Ranger for the last 12 hours or whatever it was to get to level 20. So I forgot how to play the old Sorcerer. So yeah, I managed to get 3 players or 3 classes up to level 20 over the 2 days period. So yeah, it plays well. You can see there was other players there coming in, a lot of action going on here. And we're still keeping above the average, above the 50, so it's not bad. I will show you it in 1080p as well. Okay, we're at 1080p now, running around town. Now I'll let you know it freezes quite a bit. Now that may go down to, there's no optimised drivers at the moment. We have to wait until the 6th of next month for those, with luck. So yeah, even though it shows 30 odd frames there, it does have a bit of a nightmare freezing playing this game. So on the 1080p on this card, not as bad as on the next card we'll show you, but yeah, it's bad enough. So there's a little start freeze there, and it goes on and on. Yeah, you notice there the frame rate's gone up a little, but yeah, it does, as I said, freeze, run around. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend playing on this card at 1080p. 720p, the freezing seems to go away. The other thing is, make sure you've got Vsync on, even though you don't get a massive frame rate. Have it on, it gets rid of a lot of the stuttering in the game. We now switch over to AMD's RX 550, 720p, this time on a Ranger. I've got Vsync at this moment off. We do switch it around. Now it does support FSR, and it did give a good 25 frames boost on this card, so that was good, and that was on balance mode. So yeah, there is an option for AMD users to give a boost. Still on the Ranger and the AMD RX 550. This time we have got Vsync turned on to make it nice and smooth running. Yeah, it plays pretty good with Vsync on. We're now going to test it with FSR turned on. Now I'm quickly going to turn Vsync off and put on FSR on quality mode. There the picture quality does go up. Not complain, and obviously, as I said, the frame rate does go up to a nice big boost. So now we're in the 70s running around town. It's not a massive boost, but it's a boost, but we are on quality mode. Now you did notice there's a line on it, bit of a pain. Yeah, it does get a bit of, that line on it, sort of like, I turned Vsync back on because it was like, okay, I can't play with that line on the screen, the tearing. I thought, gotta get rid of that. Don't like the tearing at all. So now we're just running around at a good 60 frames, no problem at all at 720p. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully that tearing will go away when the game comes out in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, it seems to run fine. Okay, at 1080p, that suffers the same fate as Nvidia's 1030. Stuttering, that freezing, that zooming in, by the way, it's not the game. That's me. I'm using a different mouse. I keep pressing the zoom button, the wheel by accident. So yeah, and what make it worse, I've got to test it at 1080p with FSR on. So yeah, when I went back to test it, the server was down. So got a bit unlucky there. So yeah, you probably would have got an extra 5 frames, 10 frames maybe extra with FSR on at 1080p. Now we are playing with Vsync on to get rid of the freezing. So yeah, again, it does play on this card as well. At the end of the day, it's not saying it's not possible. It is possible to play on these budget cards.
I need more energy.
We now switch over to Nvidia's GTX 1650. We're now going to play at 1080p with a medium preset settings. So no low settings now, we're now on medium. So again, you can tweak this, get a bit of a boost, no problem. We're running with Vsync off. So yeah, we ain't got a bad frame rate at all in the 90s, but it does, you can tell by the 1% low on that, it does actually have a bit of a drop. There is freezing there. Again, I recommend that you put Vsync on again just to get rid of it and have it set at 60 frames a second, so you have no problem running at all. Again, hopefully when the drivers turn up on the 6th, hopefully everything will be okay and most of the stuttering and freezing will disappear. Yeah. We switch over to AMD's RX 6500 XT. And yes, we got Vsync off, and yeah, she's not bad. She's sort of on the same thing as the Nvidia 1650. And again, yeah, you get that freezing spikes. Again, you want to have Vsync on. Don't know yet. Again, it's a beta. Don't want to try too many things, and then they've been a beta. When it gets released, I will do a lot more testing on the full range of our cards I've got to see how well it plays. So yeah, she has no problem really with Vsync on running 6400 XT. Has no problem at all running the game. It's very similar setup to Nvidia 1650.
Energy. Don't have enough energy.
You notice there that the freezing was quite bad there. Trying to play, it weren't smooth playing at all. The mobs were on me straight away. It's nasty without the old Vsync turned on.
Energy. I need more energy.
And before you ask, no, I didn't die in the battle. We conquered. We get a nice big chest at the end award. And yeah, game played fine at the end of the day with Vsync on. The tearing has disappeared on this card, so can't moan too much. Bit of a bonus really. Okay, so the game plays okay on budget hardware. Okay, you may have to go down to 720p, but it doesn't look awful as what I call awful is two things. At the end of the day, there's bad and there's bad. But no, I think it's playable. It looked okay. Long as you've got Vsync on, don't expect too much. At the end of the day, you've got to remember the 1030 in RX 550, even the 1650 from Nvidia. They are getting old now, and they are budget stuff. So, yeah. But it does play, and it does play on the i3. Which is pretty quite a slow CPU, but it does play Now I could have tried it with a Pentium. Didn't try with a Pentium. I don't know how many people use Pentiums for gaming, so I kept the Pentium out of it. So, but yeah, but from now on, we will do most of our testing with this budget setup because we are a budget channel, and ideally, I think when I've been using the 13600K, I think that's probably going a bit overboard. Now, I don't know if you noticed. Now, okay, we use 16 gigs of memory, and most of the time it was well over 10 gig. In some cases, 12, 13 gig playing. Even at 720p, yeah, so it does use a lot of memory, so you're going to be needing 16 gigs of memory. I don't know how bad it would play with 8. Now, I don't recommend anyone play with 8 these days. I think it's too out of fashion. So yeah, you need to go to 16 gigs. Okay, there is a lot of bad stuff about the game, not in the playability, in cost. These battle pass coming out. And there is plenty of videos. I suggest you watch those videos about the battle passes, which I think is a bit disgrace. Now, all the armour in the game, you can make a set and make you look nice at the end of the day, which is, I think it's great the way they've done the looks in the game. But to make things worse, there is a paid version of it as well. So, like this, for instance, let's say you got the mages. Or the sorcerers, best gear, level 100 gear set. Now I don't know what it looks like because we ain't got that far. And yeah, you look fantastic, great. And then there's a paid version which looks different at the end of the day, which I think is disgraceful. Really, it's like, really, I think you should have an achievement by getting all the armour and having the best looks. I don't think you should have the option to buy another set. I think that's disgraceful. Blizzard, I think you're just going the wrong way. I think you're just being money grabbers like everybody else. Yeah, and it's just wrong at the end of the game. The game with the Battle Pass, I'm not sure how the Battle Passes work. Again, look out some other videos online, see how it works. But otherwise, standard contents wise, plays fine. At the end of the day, it plays fine on the budget cards. At the end of the day, longest stay around 720p with Vsync on, and 1080p with 1650 and AMD's RX 6500 XT. Now, 6400 XT, they have one of those as well. AMD, I think it'd be the same setup. Vsync on again, one of those cards. AMD's APU, not tried. I wanted to do an APU test, but the server finished, so don't get around to doing that. Was I was more interested in getting to level 20, so than anything else. So yeah, I think it'll be similar to the RX 550. Some games come out better on the APU, some games come out worse. Just the way it is at the time. Okay, that's enough of me nattering, and I will see you in the next video, which will be Intel's Art Drivers, their latest updates. Okay, that is all. Have fun, and don't forget to subscribe.